Hey guys, what's up? So today's video is a bit different. I'm doing a Q&A today and I've actually got Beth behind the camera who is asking the questions.
Hello.
So we're just going to get straight into this. The first set of questions are from Instagram. I put a question thing on there on my story. If you saw it, you saw it and asked a question. If you didn't,
Let's go.
Leave them in the comments and I'll do another Q&A at some point, or message me on Instagram and I'll ask you a question under the Q&A. Let's get straight into this.
Right, so first question's from Stretch. 1, 2, 3 or 4?
Now, I've not really got much context on that, so I'm gonna say 3. I like the number 3.
Chris says, hi Jake, not really a question, but I love you. Heart eyes emoji.
Chris, I love you too, mate. We need to go on a shoot again at some point. It's been a while.
Mohammed asks, what is your go-to lens?
Honestly, this sounds really stupid, but it's the kit lens. I actually only own 2 lenses. I own the lens that's on now, and which is my 18-55, my kit lens, and this lens. This is the 75 to 300mm lens. I'm looking at a 50mm f1.4, but I don't have that yet. So my go-to lens is my kit lens.
Which photography accounts inspire you the most?
Off the top of my head, I think it's called Portraits page, because I love seeing creative portraits, and probably Hayden Pedersen. Hayden Pedersen's another YouTuber that I do look up to, but I believe that's a question later on, so I'm going to hold off on that.
Another question is, what are your goals as a photographer?
My goals as a photographer: to travel around the world to all interesting places, to photograph interesting people.
And tigers.
And tigers. And I don't know. Buy more lenses. Can't have enough lenses.
What's one piece of advice to anyone starting out in photography?
One piece of advice that I'd give to anyone starting out in photography is make sure you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, no offense, but your photos aren't going to turn out well. If you don't put passion into it, you're not going to get results. Besides that, your camera doesn't matter. You can use your phone or you can use an old camera. I've actually got an old Fujifilm camera. Beth, don't bother looking for it, please. I'm actually planning on filming a video with that at some point soon to compare it to my Canon that I'm recording on now. So don't splash out on expensive gear straight away. Just focus on the photos that you're making.
Mika asks, if you could have any camera regardless of money, what would you choose and why?
God, if I could have any camera. If it didn't matter about needing to be moved around, I'd get a red camera for the sake of it. But for usability, I'd either go with a Canon 6D Mark IV or a Canon 1DX Mark II, purely for photos, and probably a 50mm f1.2 for portraits, because I do a lot of street portraits. But that'd be strictly for photos. I know you can film with the 1DX, but they're too big and heavy. So for filming, I'd probably go with something like a Canon 70D, because Casey Neistat uses it and it's never failed him, and they're just good cameras, really, yeah.
Prez asks, what's your address?
My address, that would be and feel free to send me Amazon parcels. That would be much appreciated.
Finn asks, how did you start your channel, and what were you and your friends' thoughts on a channel?
So I actually started my channel with my friend Cam, and we started by doing urban exploring. We explored a local closed down mental asylum called Lee Castle, which is now unfortunately demolished. But we started doing exploring until we got to the point where we just couldn't find places nearby to explore. So I moved into doing photography videos. My thoughts on the channel, we did it for fun to start with, and I still do it for fun now. Obviously, I don't get any money from YouTube at all, but I just do it for fun and to document the stuff that I do in my daily life that's somewhat interesting enough to show.
Kaylee asks, what's your favourite photographer?
So I'm gonna have to say the people that I know. People like, again, Hayden Pedersen, Peter McKinnon, Chris Hugh as well. He's really good. There's others. I'll have a little scrolling list at the side next to me. Just, yeah.
In front of the tiger or in front of the marshmallows?
In front of one of them. It's there now. You can see who I like. They're just a bunch of Instagram accounts, but check them out.
What's your favourite piece of equipment? Also asked by Kaylee.
My favourite piece of equipment that I own would be my Canon 700D, because it's what I use to take photos on and film. So my favourite piece of equipment besides my camera, I've got to say, is my computer, because it's what I do everything on, except watch Netflix and play games, which I use my PlayStation for. So I guess they're kind of tied. My PlayStation, my computer and my camera.
I like the microphone, it's fluffy. Beth asks, what's your go-to editing software?
My go-to editing software, now I don't edit photos, so Photoshop and Lightroom for photos. I've not actually got Lightroom, I am looking at getting it though, but for videos, my go-to, Blackmagic, DaVinci Resolve 15 and Fusion 9, also by Blackmagic, for your special effects. It's the same as Premiere Pro, and it's free. It was made as colour grading software originally, but it can be used for video editing, and I've been using it for the past few months, and definitely all of this year. So if you're starting out in YouTube, definitely go check out Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve 15, because it's great editing software.
I asked, how cold's your office? By the way, I'm nice and warm. I did actually ask the question while I was snuggled up in bed and you were at work. Ha.
My office is cold. I have a radiator about that big that I keep between my legs. Not right between my legs, I keep it on the bottom of my legs on the floor just to keep my body heated. And you know what, Beth? It's not a warm office, it is cold, and I am asking for another heater because when I'm sat in there all day taking photos and editing, it gets pretty damn cold.
Always nice and warm.
You're mean.
Yeah. Dan asks, who's the better photographer? A. Lewis Primer, B. Daniel Oliver, or C. Ben Slater? Pick wisely.
Well, Ben works at CEX, so Ben, if you can get me discounts, then you, hands down, you're your best photographer. Love your work, brilliant. But out of what I've seen, I'm gonna have to say Dan, because
he asked the question.
No, not even because you asked the question. Just because I like the style of photography that you do. It's similar to Louis, but I mean, you post a lot more regularly, and your photos are better. Sorry, Louis. By the way, Louis, Ben and Dan, I went to college, all of them. They were on the level 3 media course above me. And yeah, they're all great photographers, but personally, Dan is the best with his style that he uses.
This is the end of the questions.
Okay, you heard it from Beth. That's the end of the questions. So thank you for watching, guys. Again, as I said, if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. Message me on Instagram, which is somewhere on the screen. I can't see my flip screen. Beth's turned it round. So it's here. My Instagram's just here. And in the description below. No. Yeah, yes. It's in the description below, not the don't throw Nerf darts at me.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Go follow Beth Louisa Makeup on Instagram. Bye. I thought Chris was your dad.
That is also an ongoing joke. Chris is also my dad.
Not in real life, but yeah.
Yeah, not in reality. It'd be weird if my dad was a few months older than me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris. I can't remember if you're 19 or 20. Sorry.
I think he's 20.
I think you're 20.
Beep 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 beep. Where was it? What's your bucket list? Blah 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 blah. Start that again. Cut this out.
I know, but I'm trying to. You're giving me too many bloopers, Beth.